everyone, it's Susan from How Groovy Is This? And today I'm going to talk about the 5 most important things that you need to do every day. This has nothing to do with sourcing. This has nothing to do with how to create a listing, but these are things that you need to be doing once you start listing on eBay. There is no listing it and leaving it on eBay anymore. So I'm going to go over these 5 top tricks that I believe are the most important thing to your success on eBay. And the first one, and I wrote them all down because I'm 60 and my memory isn't so good and talking off the fly. So anyway, my first one is send out offers every day. I first heard this from Rally Roots, and I've been following them for several years now, probably 6 years. And so I'm very aggressive about offers. I put offers on all my listings, and I send out offers to anybody who's on that link, and I'll throw that up there, what link I am talking about, both on your phone and on your desktop version of eBay, that it will let you send out offers to buyers who are potentially interested in your items. I don't know how eBay decides who gets to see those offers, but sometimes when I do this, it's really peculiar, and other sellers have told me this as well, that they'll get offers or they'll sell the item at a higher price than the offer they just sent out. It's kind of crazy. So, but I'm very aggressive. I'm not going to lie. So if I have an item that is currently listed at $50 and somebody is interested in it, I want it to sell. I want it to sell quickly. As resellers, we need to be buying those items at with really high margin, with items that we can get really high margins on. So basically, buy it for $1, sell it for $10. That's the easiest way for me to say it. Sell it, buy it for 10, sell it for 100. And there's other factors involved in that, but we can go over that another day. Today, I want you to be focused on the 5 things you need to do every day on eBay, but be aggressive. So that $50 item, I would send out an offer for $35 because they're interested. I don't want to lose them. They're kind of on the hook. You know, they're moving that bobber a little bit as we talk about fishing, you know, got them on the hook almost. So be aggressive. Sending them an offer for $5 off a $50 item, I don't think that's aggressive. I don't know. Let me know. Are you successful with that? Just knocking off a couple bucks? I don't know, because I'm just aggressive. I want my items to sell quickly. So the number two thing is that you need to be consistent on the number of items that you're pushing out onto eBay. And I have gotten a comment on this once. My channel isn't huge, so I don't have a ton of subscribers yet. And so I did have somebody reach out to me and say, well, how do you know this is true? Well, one, you can go out there into YouTube land, and eBay resellers are saying it all over the place. Now, a lot of them talk about a draft bank. I don't use a draft bank. I use drafts for what I think eBay intended them to be for, is to start a listing. Whether I'm out in the field or I'm looking up something in the garage, I will use my phone to create that draft, and it'll sit in that bank. Or I'll have an employee create drafts, and they will sit in that bank until the photos are done, and I go in there to review them. And then once I review them, I push them out to scheduled listings. That is how I stay consistent. I stay consistent by scheduling the same amount of listings out every day. Now, I currently have, I think, 14 days worth of scheduled listings. I only have 7 a day. We've been working on creating some processes, and so we've been kind of in the slow mode as we create a new process for listing close. And I felt this was necessary in order to list close in bulk and to use employees in doing that. So let's see, did I go off into a rabbit hole? Because I go into a lot of rabbit holes. So anyway, and then another thing you can do, why I love scheduled listings. One, eBay doesn't charge for them anymore. In case you didn't know, there's no 10 cents a scheduled listing. I will go in every couple days, and I will sort my scheduled listings from highest to lowest, and then I will reschedule those top priced items, or maybe even if I know it's an item that I know is going to sell really quick. But then what I do was, let's say I let's say I resort, an item comes up with a date 5 days. It won't be posting for 5 days, but I want it to post tomorrow. I'll change it to tomorrow's date, and then I will take one of those items with tomorrow's date and replace it with the one I just moved. And that way I consistently have 7 listings in a row. I won't add the number of listings I push until I can fill up all 21 days that eBay says I have to schedule out listings. Now this has proved very valuable. I've been using it for a couple months because things come up, especially just life comes up, right? I'm getting ready to take a trip with my son's girlfriend Shannon to Texas, and it's nice knowing I have scheduled listings. Maybe they're not high dollar listings, but I've got listings pushing out. eBay sees that I'm still consistent. They don't even know I went on vacation. So it's a great tool. Third, answer all your messages, people. I am guilty of this as well. And why? I pre-pack my orders. And so I try to make my descriptions. I've been doing this long enough to know what kind of questions the customer wants to have answered, such as dimensions, stuff that seems pretty apparent. So I go out and I don't necessarily answer a question right away, and because I have to go and unpack it, because I failed to properly fill out that description, probably because I didn't know a lot about that item and I didn't realize information that a buyer for this item would be asking. So that's kind of the downside of pre-packing your orders. But I am a firm believer in it, especially if you're doing it as a side hustle and you work at another job. So answer those messages to the best of your ability. If you cannot answer that message right away, just tell them, hey, I am away from that item. I am not at my warehouse, my home, whatever you want to tell the buyer. But as soon as I get back, I'll pull that item and I will try to get your questions answered as quickly and efficiently as I can. Just let them know that you're thinking about them and that they're not hearing crickets chirp in the background. So the fourth thing that you need to be doing every day, in my opinion, is I think you need to be ending all your listings over 90 days. So if you haven't had an offer in 90 days, if you don't have a ton of watchers, if you have an item, of course, that has, more than a couple watchers on it, then maybe you don't want to end that item. Skip down to the next. See if you have another older item that has had very little views and has just not sold in 90 days. There's something wrong with that listing. So you need to do your research. Is that item, do you have a price too high? Did you misspell a word? What's wrong with this listing? I know a lot of people do items in bulk. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel and don't know, I currently only have a little over 300 items listed, and that's been pretty consistent for over a year. In 2022, I managed to sell almost $90,000 in sales, which is 300 items listed consistently. And I'm still on that same path. I might do a little less because I had some personal issues that came up that I kind of had let things go to the wayside, but I'm hoping to be able to hit that $90,000 mark before the end of the year. I've really been ramping things up. So I don't think you need a ton of items listed in your store. I don't think items should be sitting in your store for 2 years. I think it's not all about running out and sourcing, although let me take that back. Sourcing is super important. But you need to, what difference does it make if you have 2,000 listings and you're only selling 3 a day? I can consistently sell 5 items a day and I have 300 listings. And if my listings are higher priced, I'm not doing so bad for a lot less work. So there is that. I think that's the fourth thing. That is super key. End those old listings. Oh, and the most important thing is end those old listings and relist them using Sell Similar. That will give it a new item ID. And so to eBay, it's a whole brand new listing. Now, I've been thinking about how much does that hurt you when you end a listing? Does that take a little bit of a negativity to the algorithm? Does he not like that? I don't know, and I can't tell you. I will tell you that when we end those listings and we do a Sell Similar, they go into our scheduled listing draft. So it keeps my 7 items a day consistent, but I'm not sure how eBay feels about me ending 10 items that day, or 3 items, or 20 items. So I'll kind of keep an eye on it. I'm a big data queen. I love data, and I like to watch trends. So I'll let you know what I think about that. But I still think no matter what, whether you just do a sell similar and get them back on eBay the same day, or you throw them into your scheduled listings. I'm not sure what's the better way, the best advice to give you on that, other than schedule your listings the same amount every day. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Don't go, I'm going to do 25 listings a day. And then you get 2 days scheduled out. And then you're like, oh, I'm so burnt out. And then you don't schedule any more listings, and then you have days with nothing new going on. So be mindful. Don't worry that you're like everybody else. Like, oh, I'm listing 25 items a day. I can do 300 items a day with 2 employees. Good for you. Sorry, that was snarky. Didn't mean to be snarky. And this goes into number 5, people. The most important, the biggest thing that I will tell you on this channel is to stay positive and stay focused. You start becoming negative, then, oh, should I be doing this? You know, my sales are kind of slow. It's the middle of July, people. Summer slowdown is a real thing. People are on vacation. They don't care about buying your panda sweater. So summer slowdown's real. But stay positive. Don't worry if you have some bad days. Just stay focused. Keep listing 7 a day. If you fill up that whole scheduling bank of 21 days, increase it by 1. Start listing 8 a day. Get ready for Christmas. The best months on eBay are November, December, January. For me, I think it's more December, January, February, because I don't think I don't sell things that people necessarily buy for gifts. But staying positive is the most important. Absolutely, hands down, and staying focused. Don't let a bad day ruin your work day. Oh, what am I doing this for? Well, let's turn on the TV. Let's turn on YouTube. Let's go get a half-gallon ice cream. And let's drown our sorrows. Heck no. Shake it off. Go on. Grab some more items and start listing. Don't give it a second thought. And the next thing you know, your sales are going to go up. And if they're not, reach out to the gazillion YouTubers out there reselling on eBay and ask them, what am I doing wrong? You know, ask them to jump into your store. I'll jump into your store. I'll look really quick and tell you what I think. Why not? Man, eBay, what I do like about and what I have been awful about is the community that is involved in the online reselling. And I believe that is probably as important as those 5 steps that I just gave you. And I'm trying really hard to get more involved into the community and jump in and answer questions when I can, or just give somebody some positive encouragement who's struggling. But anyway, so that's my vlog for today. And hopefully you get something out of those 5 things that you have to do. Not every other day, not once a week, not twice a year. I want you to do them every day. And remember, the most important thing, stay positive, stay focused. I appreciate you. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. And I'll catch you the next time. Until then, have a groovy day.